these, you know, first few shaves with a new SV soap, I do a couple things different. I never use the pre-shave oil on my first time on a new shave soap because I want to see exactly what the base will kind of give me. And then I don't add any kokum butter. So generally when I shave with the SV soaps, it's not like I need it, but I really do prefer to just have a little bit of kokum butter on top of the puck. But generally that was really to kind of help some of the earlier SV soaps that were, you know, maybe a little more slick, but the density and the thickness of the lather wasn't quite the same. These Beta 4.3 soaps, they don't need the pre-shave oil. I don't need the kokum butter, but more so the kokum butter. That's just to kind of help fatten up the lather. And so, I mean, this is looking really good. So, I finally picked up the, here real quick. Okay, so this is the same blade as far as the Gillette London Bridge. This is on probably it's like 6th or 7th use. So let me just be quiet here for a second. I'm just gonna do a north to south pass, which is, it's kind of similar to my with the grain. A true with the grain pass for me is diagonally down from the nose to the neck. So again, this is the plus base plate with, like I said, the webbing. This is entirely stainless steel, so this one's a little lighter. You guys can see the angle that I use. I typically don't lift the handle up very much, so. Not too bad. It just seems like off of my first impression, the shave soap ingredients treat the skin really well. There's just not as much residual slickness until maybe I do that next splash of water. So if I'm really anxious to, you know, buff over the same spot, I may just want to kind of keep that in mind as I'm learning this soap. So, just get this last little bit here. Get a little bit of water. Yeah, I think that feels good. I mean, I'm just shaving in the evening, so this is, you know, just a real casual shave. You know, that's kind of what I've been, there hasn't really been one razor I've been using. This is the other one I've been playing around with, is the, gotta get my screen to work here. I don't know what's going on. This is the aluminum Razor Rock Lupo. So a couple weeks ago I said, let's kind of throw the same blade in all of the razors that I'm using right now and see how that works. And Gillette London Bridge from China has worked really well. So I'll throw on the aftershave. It feels real good. My skin doesn't look too red in any spots, which is always kind of what I need to watch out for. Let me just give it one more rinse. So if I had to rank this soap in regards to the scent to some of the other ones, and just how much I personally enjoy each of the scents, this maybe would be kind of like right in the middle. I really like the SV Colonia, the Mirto di Sardegna. I really like Mana di Sicilia. What's the other one I'm forgetting? I think I said Mirto di Sardegna. There's one I'm forgetting. Oh, Tundra Arctica and Felce Aromatica. Those are the two. So I did get the Felce Aromatica Beta 4.3, which I've had before. I just wanted to get that again and have a whole puck. And the Beta 4.3 Tundra Arctica. So I was really anxious to get that. I would say that out of the three that I just got, Morado, Tundra Arctica, Felce Aromatica, this one would probably be my third rank. I think that the Felce Aromatica, it's maybe a little more appropriate for warmer weather. It's got enough citrus in it that I can smell it, but there's a little more of that herbal or aromatic quality where you get some of those, notes that are like lavender, just the ones that contribute to that fern feel. That's a really top-notch soap. I think SV did really good on making that their first release. To me, the Beta 4.3 works really good. But the Tundra Arctica is one I really like because there's a little bit of that woods and citrus, but also the rose. I really like rose. So I think that they did really good on the perfuming for that. So yeah, like this one, I think, just final notes on the, the scent. I think if you guys maybe like a scent that works good in colder weather, or you just personally like scents that are maybe a little more strong, I don't think this is going to be one that people that rely on like really heavy citrus, like for me, will love as much. But I've said this before, I think it's very possible that as I get 5-10 uses into the soap, the scent very much can change. I know that happened with Ken at Shave 326, because I told him I think you'd probably like Mirto di Sardegna. And those first few times he used it, he said, it really wasn't what he had hoped for. And he had thought he kind of got like a bum batch, or I had kind of said like, it's just maybe his nose doesn't pick up the same things that I do. And then after he continued using it a little bit more, he found that it did come across the way that I was hoping, the way that I would describe it. So again, that's kind of for everybody. I think that it's something that doesn't get talked about as much. Regardless of where you kind of discuss shaving, that when there's so many scent components in like a fragrance, the triangle, the olfactory pyramid, some of those kind of, as they age and mix with one another, they kind of project differently. So I think what happens is with soap being, a little more alkaline or acid, I can't remember. I'm just about ready to go to sleep. Forgive me, the soap base just plays with the fragrance. It's just not the best medium compared to when you're using alcohol as a eau de parfum. This is going to highlight the intended scent the best. But I think what happens is the overall individual scents, what they make up individually, I think does change over time. And I think that sometimes the notes that you can't smell over time start to become a little more evident. And I don't want to necessarily say it's like they're released, but I think what happens is that there's probably naturally going to be certain scents that maybe evaporate a little bit more when they're first making that soap. And so what happens is the soap, as it's curing for however long, I don't think it's going to be that long, but what happens is you will pick up some more obvious individual notes off the top of the puck. And then after you start breaking through that top layer, you probably will get more of the mixture, or you may notice certain notes really come through as opposed to when you just smell the puck or when it was first getting used. So that's been my experience after using SV for 6 years, that you can't really rely on just your first experience. And as much as that shave went really good, I will say, like, the only thing I can say on the lather is that it's easy on the skin. It takes water fine. It didn't seem like it was real thirsty. I possibly could have underloaded a little bit, but I don't think that that's the case. I just think that maybe I got to watch how much residual slickness it leaves. Tundra Arctica is kind of another one that I had that experience with. It's very slick, but sometimes the touch to the skin is dry until you splash that water on, and then it's very slick. So it's almost as if you have to get a little bit of water on that film again to reactivate how slick it is. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys